Hi, my name's Barbara Gray from Claritystamp here in the UK, and welcome to YouTube Tuesday. Today I thought we would turn a stencil into a stamp, and if I just show you where I'm headed, then you'll see what I mean. So here's the stencil, and yet it's become a stamp. Let me show you how I did this. It's very simple. First of all, we're going to take the stamp and a piece of copy paper, and let's take what we're using is we're going to use blending tools and a couple of distress oxides. I definitely need my glasses on. And what we want to do is load the actual stencil with ink, just as you would a stamp. Let's think this through for a minute. If I'm going to transfer the ink, if you like, this way, then I need to turn it around this way and load this side of the spruce stencil with the ink. So I've got two different distress oxides going on here, evergreen bough and forest moss. They're very nice colours, and I think you'll find they'll make a nice blend. So literally I'm going to take my blending tool with the sponge on it, and I'm loading up the stencil itself. So you just dab, dab, dab and load up the stencil. If the ink dries, don't worry, we're going to rejuvenate it with water anyway. So just add in a little bit of that lovely forest moss first. It's very lovely autumnal colour. Then I'll use the evergreen bough. And this time I'm going into the top of the trees. Up we go. And we want to completely cover the stencil itself. The trees is what we're colouring in here, if you like. And I can go back in over the top of that other colour, the mossy colour, and blend the two. I can take this one, I can go back in this way. It's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. It's entirely up to you. I also want to try and add a little tiny bit around. Look, I'm coming in on the hill now. You see? So I'm going to come in here now and just add a little bit around this edge on the hill. And also I want to make sure that I go up to the top like that. Okay, so once I've loaded up my stencil with what I consider to be enough ink, I'm ready to transfer the ink. This is a really quick trick. It's a quick trick. Now I'm ready to transfer the ink onto my card. And the way we're going to do that is use a bit of pressure from El Mangle, the Gemini. Any mangle will do. Honestly, any of these, I was going to say pressure cooker, what's it called? Die cutting machine. Just need a bit of oomph, a little bit of pressure to transfer. And the thing is, I could leave this for a month on here, for as long as you like. There's no race. All I want to do though is get my sandwich right. So I'm going to use my plastic. Then I'm going to use a rubber shim actually. Excuse me, coughing. I'll use a rubber shim because that way it will emboss the trees at the same time. Then what I'm going to do is I'll just talk it through. I'm going to take this and lay this on here, right, when it's wet, and then we'll make a sandwich and then through it goes. So the first thing we want to do is actually put a bit of water on here. We need to spritz this lightly. You don't want a lot, just a little bit. So let's get the spritz going first. Okay, I reckon. So here's the good news. If it's not enough, I can always go back and go again. Okay, I'm back. Right, so now I've spritzed this, and then what I'm going to do is take this and put it down. So I've got the rubber shim, got my stencil card, then I'm going to pop this on here like so, and that is going to then get transferred. That's the idea. Honestly, I wouldn't sweat it if You might want to, let me see if it's going to, do you think I need to set it down? No, I don't. Come on, Gray, commit. Right, that'll do. Then I'm going to, so a bit of copy paper, then that one, and all I'm trying to do now is just transfer. So pop that in there. See, if you put too much water on, then it drips beyond the stencil, which is rubbish. But we'll see. You get the technique anyway, don't you? Right, let's see if it worked. And take off. Let's see. Yes. Maybe. Let's have a look. So when I take this off now, like so. Oh yeah, who says? So do I want to leave that in place? Thinks. Look, it's really good. I love it. Look, I've got a really good, look, see that bit there? Look, see the hill? Didn't that come out nicely? I like it. So what I'll do is, rather than muck about, I'll just leave it, just take this off here now, because it's in place, isn't it? Because now, if we look at this one, I want to sort the background out a bit, don't I? So to do that, I'm going to have to put this back in place, and I don't think we need to fiddle or wash the stencil, famous last words. Normally, I would suggest that you clean the stencil, dry it thoroughly, and then put it back. But I'm thinking I can get away with just going for it. Provided that the stencil's in the right place, it'll be fine. Just talk among yourselves for a minute while I... Right, see, because it's embossed, that's the thing about our stencils, they're good quality, they're thick, so they work really well. Let's just put that on. Let's do a hinge at the top. And when I turn it over, see it's sitting in the right place, where it's supposed to be. This is not the hard bit. Right, I reckon that'll do. That'll do. Right, and then, right, go back to the beginning. We need the moon. So what we're going to do is pop the moon in under the stencil like so, wherever it is you want it to appear. So that'll be nice like that, won't it? That'll work. So you pop the moon in. These are repositionable masks. We have lots of them on our website. Right, so that's that ready. That's that. Now, next thing, brushes. Enter the Claritystamp brush. I'll just take that off there. Then if I just trim it like this, then what I can do is, as I want to see what I'm doing, in a minute I'm going to wish I'd washed this stencil. You see, so I can go like that, flip it up, turn it back down, look at my progress. What I need now is my Clarity brush, and I'm going to use a dye-based, it's called Ocean Reef. Now before I get carried away, let's see if there's anything on there, because sometimes the dry brush is even better. So now I'm going to have to get rid of some, I reckon, because I can always add it, but I can't take it away. And now what I'm going to do is use my brush to just gently sweep backwards and forwards across the sky around the moon. Right, so I'm going to use my moon as a kind of a launch pad, if you like, and I'll just sweep backwards and forwards like this, trying not to spit at my artwork as I go. Right, see where I put my finger on the brush like that, and then that way I can get a bit more pressure. See? So I'm using my moon to get that sky into place. Right, should we have a look? I reckon this will be all right. Oh yeah, I reckon this is going to be nice. It's moved, so we've got a little bit of a light thing going. Okay. Not to worry, it looks like a drop shadow. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. See how it's moved? Oh, don't you hate it when it does that? That's all right. We'll go with it. Yeah? There we go. Right, so we've got our lovely moon in place. And then we'll take the ink out of the way. Then we'll lift this up. Right, I hope this worked. And then when I take this away, yes, I'd say so. I think that works a treat. So now the tree's in the right place, and then I just want to put a little bit of blue down this end here. Right, so I'm going to try not to spit at your artwork. I find Now it looks like it's raining. Right, don't worry. And we'll just put a little bit of round here like so. Look, it's going to be lovely. Right, and then when we've done that, the next thing is we'll just trim it. So I'm going to just trim this edge off a bit so that it's in the right, yeah, that's it. Just a little bit off the edge. Same all the way around, I reckon. That'll work nicely. This is Paul's trimmer. If you're looking for it, Paul, it's here. We were looking for it earlier. It's over here now. Right. It's good. It's good. Okay, so now we've done that. So we've got a bit of blue in there. And then if we wanted to, we could add a little edge around the ledge. And then I think the last thing we need is the stamp. This is a wonderful stamp. It's a quote by Maya Angelou, my Shiro. And it says, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel." And I love that quote by Maya Angelou. I saw her once. I saw her live. I have to tell you, I was in San Francisco on a Sunday morning. I mean, she's passed away now, bless her. I was in San Francisco on a Sunday morning, and I went to the Glide Church, which is a real happening, like buzzing church. And I went to listen to the Gliders and listen to Cecil Williams, the minister. And I was in the balcony at the top, and I looked down into the front row, and I know this woman because I absolutely adored her. And I could not believe it. There was Maya Angelou in the front row. Oh my God. Yeah, she was. And then Cecil Williams got up, I kid you not, and he said, "We have somebody very special in the audience," and he didn't mean me. And he said, "And I'm handing the whole Sunday morning over to Maya Angelou." I know. Mind-blowing. Anyway, so here we are. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Okay, thank you very, very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. If you fancy the stencil or the ink pads, then please head on over to our website. Otherwise, I blog every day, barbaragrayblog.com. Like and subscribe, follow, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.